Hey guys, this is JR Cook, and today we're going to talk about relationships and how we can improve ourselves inside of a relationship. And I just want to start this video by first commending you because it's not very often that people have the emotional intelligence to actually admit that there might not be something perfect with themselves. Okay, like I've been in a relationship before. I remember when I was younger, I was in this relationship, and I just remember this period of time where it's just like, man, I want to leave this, but like now is not the time. And then I just remember thinking that this girl, I'm just remembering like this is what she's doing wrong, and it just kept eating me, and I'm just focusing on that. And of course, now that I look back, at least half of the issues were my own, right? She was just responding to me in a lot of ways, and I just didn't have the emotional maturity to realize that, hey, I'm kind of messing things up here. And so I congratulate you for being here, and let's step into some practical things that you can start today to improve your relationship right now. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is first it's a self-evaluation, and you might have already heard this. I promise I've got some really meaty stuff here, but I've got to start here with the self-evaluation because it's critical for people to start. So ask yourself, what kind of a person would I want to be in a relationship with? All right, now look, what is my dream partner's qualities? What are the adjectives? Like, what are the descriptive words that I can use? So kind, funny, smart, outgoing, energetic, in shape, you know, generous. Like, what are the different qualities that you would want in someone? Okay, adventurous might be one, right? So what is it? Just come out with a list of like 10 to 15 of them. Just write it out on a little piece of paper. And there's a starting thing. Now ask yourself, say, hey, am I all of these things? Am I all of these things? Is like, what am I expecting out of my partner? And am I living up to that standard? What am I someone that I would want to be in a relationship with? Okay, so that's the starting point. Now things are going to get interesting here, and this is going to be I think that it's really easy. It might be emotionally challenging, but I think that it's pretty easy once you start doing it. And the first thing is you got to get real and be yourself. Now that's a little hard if your relationship is kind of going off the deep end. Like you might feel like you're walking on eggshells around your partner. You both might be spending a lot of like quiet time alone together, and you're just like in your own head, and they're in their own head, and you're probably both thinking about leaving the other one or something like that. I mean, it happens, and so what you need to do is just get real with your partner and start talking about how you're feeling. How are you feeling? Like, be like, listen, we need to talk about this. Like, I gotta talk about this, babe. I gotta talk about this. Like, can you sit down for a minute? Like, there's something that's bothering me. Start it like that and just be like, listen, like, we're quiet. We're not talking. We're having issues. Like, I'm tired of pretending like everything's perfect, 'cause it's not. Like, the closest that I'm ever with you is like when we're making love, or you might use a stronger term than that, and just get real. Just be completely real. Be yourself. Stop pretending to be someone else. Like, does it drive you crazy, like, enough in your relationship to where you have a totally different voice when you're talking to your partner? Like, I remember I was in this relationship once where it's like we talked to each other like with a totally different tone and pitch and everything, and that's great. It's fun. It's playful and stuff. But like when it gets to the point where like that's the only way that you talk with your partner, and it bugged me. It bugged me. And so like I felt trapped having to do that, and I just never brought it up. I just never talked about it. I wasn't real, and I felt like I wasn't being my authentic self. That's what it was. All right? So if you're stuck in something like that, bring it up. Have the courage. Have the talk, okay? Have the talk. Now, you'll be amazed what comes out of that talk. Out of that honesty in your talk. Now, I'm in a relationship now, and now I'm just completely honest all the time. I'm like brutally myself. Okay, like it's not just brutally honest because you don't want to like hurt people's feelings. It's like, how am I looking in this dress? And you're like, you don't want to say horrible, right? But what I mean is I'm brutally myself. All right, and um, I think that that's the best way to be in a relationship, and I encourage both men and women to just brutally be yourself. If if that's not good enough for someone, then maybe you need to be with someone who that is good enough for. Okay. Um, Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is be honest with what you need. Now, be brutally yourself, and maybe during the conversation that I mentioned earlier, you can just say, "Listen, this is what I need. This is what I need. Like this is my standard." And if you're watching this video and you're not in a relationship right now, and maybe you just got out of one and you want to improve yourself before you get back in another one, um, and even if you're in one right now, be honest from the start. All right, you got to be honest from the start. Don't put on that face like when you go on a date. All right, like don't try and be ideal. Don't try and be something that you're not. Um, you know, Unfortunately, society is so superficial now that that might actually work for a while. But the problem is everyone gets tired of being fake after a while, and then you drop the mask that you're wearing, you drop the facade, and you become you. All right. Now, when that happens, because it's going to happen inevitably, if it's in 2 days, 2 months, or 2 years, it's going to happen inevitably. Like it's best to be with someone that likes that. That way, you're not going to have to break up. All right. You're not going to have to break up. You're not going to have to go through all this pain and heartache. You're not going to have to like go through all of that. Like, why not just get someone who likes you for you, who can love you for who you are? All right. So that's the point of being completely honest. Now, ask yourself and be real with your partner if you're in the relationship or if you're going on your first date with someone. Ask them what is their ideal partner? What are they looking for in someone? Because it's not just about what you're looking for. All right, now we already talked about that. Identify the thing, come up with the 10 to 15 words you'd use to describe your ideal person, but they're not you. So don't just assume that everyone wants what you want, because you're going to be sorely disappointed if you go through your life like that, because people are so different in their preferences. Okay, so ask the person and say, listen, what is it that you want out of a relationship? What is it that you're looking for in me or in, a potential mate or partner or whatever? And ask them. And then say, you know what, like, is that something that I am? Or is that something that, I'm working towards? Like, in shape might be something that she or he says, right? And am I in shape? Do I want to be in shape? Like you can grow into a relationship for sure. All right, now, but you just got to make sure that it's not something that it's like this person, like my ideal partner is into snow skiing. All right, like you go on a date. This person says into snow skiing. You're like, I hate skiing. I hate the cold. All right, now that might be nice to identify on the first date rather than the fifth date. You guys are already having sex, you're already emotionally bonded, and then you find out, like, you're just like, man, like this is like would be a deal breaker, but I already feel kind of connected to this person, and so you're kind of trapped with that, and then you got to deal with that. Like, just be honest from the start, okay? And like, not just being honest, but get clear. Ask the right questions. Like, what is it that you're looking for? Be honest. And if you're sincere, even if that person's putting on their face, which everyone like always puts on their first, or their best face on their first date, I think mostly, right? But if you're just going there, you're just being yourself, you're just being honest, you know, talking about the things that are important to you, and you're just sincerely just asking, like, listen, like you're talking to this person like you already know them, like you're not like walking on eggshells or anything. You're just like, listen, so what is it that you want? And if you say that from a place of genuine curiosity, genuine interest, not just in yourself, but in them, you're going to get an honest answer, and you're going to be able to identify if this is going to be uh, worst case scenario, this person isn't for you. Best case scenario, you have started off on a footing of honesty. Because if you build a relationship on dishonesty, it's like building the foundation of a house, right? If you don't build a strong foundation and then you build a house on it, it's going to fall apart. All right? So if you start a relationship with dishonesty and you build that dishonest foundation, your relationship's going to end up falling apart eventually. You might be able to play it off. You might be able to play off, like, you watch the YouTube videos like how to be attractive to girls, or how to be attractive to men, or how do I make my person, like, all these manipulation videos is what I call them. Like, they're not honesty. Like, yeah, you can play psychological tricks on people and you can get outcomes. You can take people to bed by, doing little mental tricks and stuff, but that's not going to give you any long-term happiness. And if you're watching this video, you're looking for how to be better in a relationship, all right? And so I hope that I've delivered on that. If you've liked the content here, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment below. Let me know what you like the best. If I've earned your subscription, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe. I make YouTube videos here on all things personal development, and I think I always have a pretty unique perspective on things, because I'm not just regurgitating two things, all right? I'm not just regurgitating something that I've heard someone else say, all right? I've been interested in philosophy and personal development now for years and years. It's something that I've written books on. It's something that I'm just really, really into. Okay, and so I've also had a really unique life that I think has given me a really a fresh perspective on a lot of these things, on a lot of these topics. And secondly, I'm not trying to sell you anything here. I'm not going to pitch you on some course at the end of this video. I'm not going to try and sell you on, some product or something. I talk about products I use sometimes, but it's not because I'm an affiliate for them or anything. It's just, I just love helping people. And I of course, I'd love to have a big audience here on YouTube. I like to write, right? And so, if I, come out with a book, I'll probably mention my book on my YouTube channel, but that's not the reason that I'm making these videos. I'm making these videos because I believe that everyone has this potential within them, this fuel inside of them just waiting to be sparked, all right? I think that really not many people are reaching their potential in their life. Period. I think that 99% of the population, probably 99.9% of the population, have more in them just waiting to come out. And I think that most people can feel that. I mean, can you feel that inside of yourself? Why else would you be watching a video like this? If you didn't know that you have what it takes to become a better person in your relationship, why would you watch a video on how to become a better person in a relationship? Okay, and so that's why I make these videos. All right, and I was actually really excited to make this one today, because this is something that I think that my take on this is something that I don't hear in anywhere, and it's something that has really revolutionized my love life, and something that I think will revolutionize yours as well. So if you like this video, hit subscribe. Again, leave me a comment. If you have any questions about life or anything that you would like me to make another video on, leave that in the comments as well. Yeah, this has been Jared Cook, and I'll see you next time.